Welcome to Sports Talk here on WILN, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined as always by Hazleton area head football coach Dennis Bookman. This week, we'll go over the victory against Wyoming Valley West, look ahead to homecoming weekend against Williamsport at Harmon Guy Stadium, and a special guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this week on Sports Talk.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
We moved! We've moved to 703 Airport Road. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has moved to our new state-of-the-art location with more room for greater selection and our all-new service and parts department. Come see us at our all-new location, Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, behind Walmart on Airport Road. Taking the deals the other guys won't.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. As always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton here on WILN, and I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined as always by Hazleton area head football coach Dennis Bookman. And Coach, team got back on the winning ways Friday night against Wyoming Valley West, and we had talked about dealing with adversity in the season. And no matter what sport you talk about, a lot of times when teams that face adversity, there are a certain group on that team, and we always know it's a team effort, but there's a certain group that gets looked upon to raise their game and come up big. And talk about the big four. Tyler Wolf threw two touchdown passes. Connor Shamani had 2 touchdowns. Matthew Casadas had 2 touchdowns. Matthew Bookman a touchdown and 2 two-point conversions. When you get those kind of contributions from that 4 that are looked upon so much to produce, it's got to trickle down to the rest of the team.
Absolutely. We talk about how to make up a well-rounded team, you need to have those vocal leaders and those guys who lead by example. We're fortunate to have a core group of guys who do a little bit of both, and you saw that certainly on Friday. We talked about how we needed to get back on track. The way we prepare is absolutely incredible, but now we wanted our preparation to be able to show the result on the scoreboard as it did Friday. Really fortunate to have the group that we have. Friday marked our 5th road game and our 5th win. Back-to-back years now, we're undefeated on the road. It truly remarkable. I told that group that only happened one time in program history in 2008 prior. We've done it back-to-back years in some really, really tough places to win. In our 14 away games together in 3 years, we're 12-2. So you talk about how you need that leadership. It's difficult to win football games. It's really difficult to win football games on the road. So we're fortunate to have the leadership, from our coaches, our players, and such a great program.
And hopefully people outside of the program recognize what an accomplishment that is, 2 consecutive 5-0 records on the road. But the other thing that I think outside of the program, outside of your team, outside of family and friends and fans, I don't think a lot of people are counting on this Cougar team anymore after losing 2 in a row. But your season is still alive. You've still got plenty to play for.
Absolutely. We talked about that as well, last week in terms of, and it's a great life lesson for our players too, where people are so quick to kind of jump on the bandwagon, so to speak, the train, and then so quickly to get off. And we're fine with that. As I told our guys, plenty of people have written us off. We're not going to write back. We know who we are. We're a 6-2 football team right now with 2 home games coming up against 2 quality opponents in Williamsport and Berwick, but we understand what we have in front of us. We understand the sub-region we're in, and we're right where we need to be at this moment.
And we couldn't get any confirmation from the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton about treating several ankle injuries from people jumping off that bandwagon, but we'll leave that be for a later opportunity. So let's get a look at those highlights from Friday night at Spartan Stadium with Wyoming Valley West. And it seems like we always start with this young man, Qay'Von Minor, here on special teams.
Absolutely. So we had an injury Friday night. We had to go with a new kicker in Matt Casadas, and Qay'Von Minor sets the tone here. That's only a plus 7-yard return. A tremendous job by Qay'Von.
This sounds like a TV show, Minor and Friends.
Absolutely. We have Q again here on a 4th down stop, their first offensive possession. He's been all over the field, and what a year he's having for us.
All hail the president, Ryan Matthews, in the passing game.
Excellent job here by Tyler Wolf, immediately getting his head snapped around on the play fake. Ryan Matthews working vertically off of the catch. Great job.
Well, let's pick one side. How about Connor Shamani up with an interception?
We have immediate pressure off the edge. Connor Shamani, great job of being able to get into his T-step. His break points and transitions have been remarkable this year.
And in the passing game, Matthew Casadas.
Absolutely. Tyler Wolf throwing the ball to his outside shoulder, allowing him to be able to run after the catch, and Matt Casadas knows what to do with the football.
Young man who's been running hard, Connor Kundrat.
A great job here by our guys up front. First of all, Matt Bookman draws so much attention. Connor Kundrat then able to get north immediately. Great job by Connor Kundrat to finish the run as well.
We'll look at this play twice. The first touchdown of the night to Connor Shamani.
It's a big play here. So we had a penalty that got us behind the sticks. This is a 4th down play. We know that we have Connor Shamani in terms of what he can do in so many phases and so many aspects of the game. This is one of his strongest here, being able to go up vertically, high point the football, and make a great catch.
And then you ended up going for 2, and we'll look at that twice, and that's Matthew Bookman.
Absolutely. We trusted our guys up front, put the ball in their hands. Valley West actually jumped off sides to allow us to have half the distance here, so immediately we're going for 2, and we're up 8-0 at this point.
And Coach, you talked about these guys both sides of the ball. Matthew Bookman now defensively.
The way he's running the alley is truly remarkable right now. Finishing plays. You see Q here working inside out as well. Connor Kundrat does a great job of being primary force. It's a great defensive play overall.
And again, so much attention to Matthew Bookman. Ryan Matthews with a big run.
Absolutely, Ryan Matthews. He's as sturdy and as steady as they come here. You know what you're going to get out of him each and every week. Great run, great job up front, and I love the way that our backs are finishing runs. We see here as well with Matthew Bookman. There's 6 Valley West defenders right now, and he's continuing to drag guys to the +8.
And here he gets his touchdown, and we'll look at it twice.
Excellent job here once again up front. Matthew with the jump cut and being able to display his vision and his quickness and burst there to be able to get in the end zone. We have Ryan Matthews here who's done a tremendous job at fullback all year long. You see linemen finishing blocks. It's just a thing of beauty there for another score for us.
And another 2-point try, and it was Connor Kundrat this time. We'll look at it twice.
It was so nice to get contribution from so many on Friday night. And we talk about, as you said before, about those quote-unquote core 4. Connor Kundrat's certainly in that mix as well. Has done everything and anything that he's been called upon to do all year long.
Favorite play for Coach, Team D.
Absolutely. How about Kevin Guzman off the edge, first of all, getting an opportunity on Friday night and allowing the pursuit of all those white helmets to be able to converge on a terrific running back in Isaiah Cobb.
And a sack for Ryan Matthews.
Being able to, first of all, defeat the block immediately and then making the play afterwards for a quarterback sack, Ryan Matthews.
And here, Matthew Casadas again in the passing game.
Matt Casadas does a great job of using his body, allowing himself to be able to get in front of the ball as he vertically worked the wheel route. Great throw by Tyler and a big chunk play once again for an explosive.
And the second touchdown catch of the night for Connor Shamani. We'll look at it twice.
Connor Shamani working across the field here on Waggle. Great job up front to be able to allow our quarterback to have a true launch point. Connor Shamani is able to crease this, get over top of the linebackers, then flatten back out. Ryan Magus pulls that outside defender. It's just a great team play here. Connor Shamani touchdown.
And the third aspect of a team, once again, here's special teams.
Well, we have Kevin Guzman once again. He's all over the place because of his hustle and his ability here to be able to be selfless. Matt Casadas, great kick also.
We've seen Connor Kundrat run the ball. Here he is in the passing game.
We talk about how we need all of our guys to be positionless football players, and especially our skill guys. And you see that time and time again where you don't know who's going to be in the backfield, who's going to be making the catch or the block on the edge. And that really makes us valuable overall as a team.
And here we get Matthew Casadas on a touchdown. We'll look at it twice.
We had a ton of over penetration here by the defense, and we knew Matthew was going to be able to cut this back and get north now. Tremendous display of vision here. We have guys working downfield, finishing blocks. Once again, touchdown by Matthew Casadas.
And another 2-point run for Matthew Bookman, and once again we'll look at this one twice.
He's tough to bring down in such a closed and tight space there, and being able to work north, allowing him to score another 2-point.
Here we get the combo of Bookman and Minor.
These two guys, you have Qay'Von right now is averaging 12 tackles a game, Matt Bookman at 8.5. They're all over the field defensively for us.
Now we saw an interception on one side by Connor Shamani. Here Matthew Casadas comes up with one and he returns it for a touchdown. We look at this twice.
Pick 6 here, his second of the year. This doesn't happen without, obviously, the pressure that we've gotten on the quarterback consistently in this football game. And once Matthew Casadas catches the football, you know that good things are going to happen. We talk about this, a fast break on defense, so to speak. Look at immediately how everybody turns their head, is working downfield to make blocks. I couldn't be more proud, not just because of the play that's made, which is exceptional, but all of the selflessness then by everyone who's working downfield.
And here we've got Mazenko and company.
It's so nice to have Brady back. We haven't had him all year long, so to have him be able to come and make some plays, it was truly awesome to see.
And we'll look at this twice, a strip sack by Kevin Guzman.
Kevin Guzman all over the field here on Friday night, continues to get better and better. We had Tommy King on the fumble recovery here as well. But Kevin, I mean, he's made the decision here. It's his senior year. He's going to let everything hang out there. You see the excitement, the energy that he provides. Couldn't be more proud of him. And we wanted to reward him here now on this big touchdown run. He causes the sack and the fumble. Why not give him the football here for a touchdown? Score 6. It's always exciting to see anybody in the end zone, but especially a kid who deserves it because of his effort and the way that his teammates react to him.
Seeing a multifaceted Matthew Casadas through his career, here he's kicking the football.
We had to put this on here, certainly. His first career extra point allowed him to kick this. Does a great job here of being able to get the ball through the uprights.
And the last play defensively, Connor Kundrat.
Once again here, great pass breakup by Connor Kundrat in the second half when they were throwing the football more. We got back to playing team defense. Our varsity group did not give up a score on Friday night. And it's always nice to be able to get some of those younger guys in there too. Our JV group, actually, we put them out there a defensive series at the end of the third quarter against Valley West's varsity group. Mm-hmm. So to ask those JV guys to go out there and compete against varsity competition, having to tackle one of the best running backs in the Lehigh Valley Conference, right, in Isaiah Cobb. Yep. So for us they started the drive at the 26-yard line. They ended up scoring on that drive, but we made them have to drive the field, which was nice to see, and it certainly allows those guys to see a different speed also on Friday night.
And a couple of things I noticed in the highlights. I felt bad for the defenders that were trying to block for Matthew Casadas because of his speed. He just ran right by everybody down that sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the maturation process of so many, and Matt Casadas certainly is in that. The off season that he's had throughout the summer and the camp that he's had, it truly translates, and I think that's something to not only look at now, but moving forward for guys to be able to see what happens when you truly put in a lot of time and you buy in and you are selfless. You have a guy now who has 2 pick sixes on the year, is making plays everywhere, and certainly as soon as the ball's in his hands, you know he knows what to do with it.
And the other thing I noticed from the highlights, it was tough to see because it was in that far corner of the end zone, but a great picture in the standard speaker of Connor Shamani's first touchdown, showing that he got his foot down. And there's guys on the professional level that sometimes they go up for a football and have no idea where they're at. You could see that Connor not only knew to get the football, but where his foot was.
Absolutely. Once again, and you hate to be repetitive, but I can't help but think that the off season some of these guys have, it certainly translates. And you look at the work that they put in, whether it was in the weight room, whether it was in other sports, whether it was on the field with us, in the summertime, being together 4 or 5 days a week, then throughout camp, these guys who were already really good continued to move up levels exponentially here. Connor Shamani, the way that he's able to high point the football, but then the body control that he has and the awareness, all those things go together here. And he actually was able to get 2 feet down, which it would have been good in the NFL level too, which is truly remarkable because he was pressed already to the edge and to the sideline there, and he was able to stick his foot and drag the opposite of what we work. And I mean, a testament to him, and what a play. And like I said, what a win for our football program against a big rival in Valley West, a big school, and we're excited to be able to come home now.
And one final question for you, Coach. You're going to return home to face Williamsport Friday night. As always, we'll talk about the Millionaires at the end of the show, but it's also homecoming weekend. And for this group to get to homecoming weekend and what it means not only to your players but to the high school as a whole.
It's certainly a special week here, because you have the entire school community who's behind us and behind everyone here in terms of there's some excitement, there's a buzz. We have a quality 6A opponent coming in on Friday. Our teachers, faculty, administrators all do a tremendous job of showing that they support our program and the other athletic programs and all the students in our school. So, hats off to all of them as well. Our kids are certainly excited. Those are on the homecoming court, those who are, able to kind of experience some of the things that go on this week. So it's really an exciting time for us. Can't believe it's already week 9. It's certainly special as well because of the team that we have and the senior group that we have. And we're looking forward to most being able to get back to protecting the den here. We talked about how we're undefeated on the road. We want to be able to right some wrongs, so to speak, and get back on the winning track at home for our home fans and also for ourselves.
And one of those guys that'll be protecting the den come Friday night, his name is Qay'Von Minor, and he's our guest next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing. Backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
2 Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Then look no further. Grand Central is here to help. Grand Central Sealy experts will set you straight. When you buy your mattress at Grand Central, you can expect free delivery and setup, free removal of the old unit, and interest-free financing for up to 60 months. And of course, Grand Central's everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN. Brought to you as always by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. I'm your host, Marty Burns, and we're welcome to have on the show for the first time, no pressure now, Qay'Von Miner. And Q, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Q, let's start with your play at linebacker and your play overall. Just talk about what you look for in different schemes and how you get some help, maybe especially from those guys up front to make some of the plays you make.
I owe everything to the guys up front. They helped me with so much. They basically clog up the gaps so I could just do my thing and, get in there.
And make that big play, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this linebacker group. For so long through the history of Hazleton area, there's always been one or two, but I think as a group, might be one of the best linebacker groups that Hazleton area has produced. Just talk about your play with the other linebackers when you guys get out there.
I feed off of their energy. Me and Ryan Mattias, we have a lot of chemistry on and off the field. He's like a brother to me, and it feels so amazing having him right beside me every game.
And we were talking before we went on the air. Ryan was very lucky to have you on board along with his campaign. So when the voting started, he knew he was at least up 4-0, right, for school president.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. And then we've talked about in previous weeks about the guys in the back. Matthew and Connor, they've played together so much. Talk about how maybe you guys have that opportunity to maybe take a chance on a particular play that's something you see, because you got those three back there that'll protect things, that you have that confidence that maybe some teams may not have.
Right. So my job, I stop the run. So when I get into my pass defense, I just know that everything in the back half is good. I just know when Connor Shamani and Matthew Casadas are back there, they're going to make plays. They're not going to let anything up.
And we saw it in the highlights that you may go to one side, well, you get picked. Well, let me try the other side, and then you get picked on that side too, and how good those two are. And then, you talk about defending the run. How is it, right? We saw it in the one highlight where you and Matthew combined on a tackle. Talk about how that sometimes you even have Matthew coming up and giving you some help.
Matthew plays physical, aggressive, and fast every play. So I know I always have help. Always coming from somewhere, I have help all over the field. Everybody on the defense helps each other out.
And let's talk, and we saw it in the highlights, the very opening clip, you on special teams, and talk about how sometimes that's a whole lot different than defensively. Yes, you're going to make a tackle, but a lot of times you're more wide open, you're more in the open field with the ball carrier. And the other thing is sometimes you got to go down there with reckless abandonment, but still stay disciplined. And if you want to just talk about playing on special teams.
I love playing on special teams. Special team is my time where I get to, let the beast out and just run downfield and honestly hit. I love to hit, and yeah, that's.
And Coach likes that where you guys all swarm to the ball. Where we always say that Team D is his favorite highlight because so many of the whatever jersey you're wearing that particular week, whether it's the red or the white, and then always those helmets that always come together and verge on the football. Just talk about how you guys have that mentality of converging on the ball carrier, finding that football.
We always got to find the football. The play is never over till the whistle is blown. So every single play, you're going to see those helmets, those white and scarlet jerseys just running towards you.
Q, we got one final question for you. Winding down this season, and it's going fast. It's hard to believe that you guys are at the final 2 games of your season and your final 2 home games at Harmongeist, at least in the regular season. And a couple of special nights, homecoming that we've talked about with Coach coming up this weekend, and then senior night coming up the following weekend. Talk about what this means for you and your classmates and your teammates as you approach these final 2 regular season home games.
These are so important. These are the last 2 times we're going to play these teams. We're never going to see these teams again. We're never probably going to be with each other again after this. So we got to treat these like this is the end. Every game like it's the last.
Well, Q, it's been a pleasure having you on board. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck the final 2 games of the regular season.
Thank you so much.
We talk Millionaires of Williamsport, and that's next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance.
In Hazleton, talk to State Farm agent Pete Keselika.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialist, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, final 2+ minutes of the show. And Coach, before we get to the Millionaires, let's talk about this young man right here. We were talking when we were at break. Meets his average Friday night, and he's over 100 tackles, and that's in week number 9 of the high school football season. Just talk about what this man means to your defense.
What this guy means to our defense, what he means to me, means everything. This is a guy right here who didn't play football his sophomore year. So the last 2 years, he's been the heart and soul. Close to 90 tackles last year, already exceeded that this year, is everywhere on the field, has become such a vocal leader as well. Make sure we're aligned to sign correctly at all times. I love this guy right here. The plays that he's made all year, we're going to make sure he finds a home to be able to play at the next level, and he deserves any and all successes that come his way and for our team.
Now we get to Williamsport, and I'm sure he and his teammates will have to make sure they have their running shoes tied on. One of the most athletic teams you'll probably face, and we're talking about Williamsport.
Absolutely. Really, the next 2 weeks with Williamsport and Berwick in terms of athletes. Williamsport, certainly with Hennigan, with Whaley, you have Harden on the edge. I mean, there's players everywhere, and there's playmakers everywhere. Coach Pierce and his staff in their first year, they've done a really nice job. We're very familiar with Williamsport. It seems traditionally in the last decade or so, there's been a lot of really good games between Hazleton and Williamsport. We won there last year at Williamsport for the conference title, so they're going to be coming back up this year. We talk about how we have that target on our back, so to speak, and certainly they'll be focused and they'll be ready, and so will we. As I said before, we want to make it, and we've made it our mission here to protect the Den this Friday night for homecoming.
Coach, best of luck. And I hope for a win Friday night.
Thank you so much. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
So for Q, Coach Bookman, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Join us next week. We go over the Williamsport game, look ahead to the season finale against Berwick, and another special guest from the Cougar football team at Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.